What is artificial intelligence? The Oxford Dictionary defines artificial intelligence as an automated process by which a computer, through specifically designed algorithms and statistical analysis, is able to act on data, to understand, analyze, and learn from the data. Artificial intelligence uses computer systems in particular to simulate the human intelligence processes. Artificial intelligent machines can remember behavior patterns and adapt their responses to conform to those behaviors or initiate changes to them. Specific applications of AI include language processing, speech recognition, expert systems, and machine vision. An expert system is a computer program that uses artificial intelligence technologies to simulate the judgment and behavior of a human or an organization having expert knowledge and experience in a particular field. Machine vision is a technology that uses image processing to enable automatic inspection and analysis for applications including automatic inspection, process control, and robotic guidance. AI are already all around us, from facial recognition to text autocorrect in numerous utilities that mankind is dependent on, many of which are nowadays taken for granted. Below are some examples. 1. Autocorrect text editing. Computer scientists and language experts are working hand in hand to craft machines grammar, using AI algorithms, machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing to identify incorrect usage of languages and suggest corrections in word processors and texting apps. The algorithms are taught through high-quality language data, so when, for example, if any punctuation is incorrectly used, it will be filtered by the machine editor. 2. Navigation. We have come a long way from looking at printed maps when traveling. AI has greatly improved this with the availability of Google Maps or Waze on our mobile. This application has also been programmed to decipher and identify changes in traffic flow so that it can recommend the route to avoid congestion, accidents ahead, hazardous stalled vehicles, roadblocks, etc. 3. Facial recognition. Other than being used to unlock our phones, facial recognition is also used for surveillance and security by government facilities and at airports, border crossings, as well as at large-scale public events such as the Olympics. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security predicts that by year 2023 facial recognition will be used on 97% of travelers. 4. Online algorithms. AI algorithms have learned our behavior and interests over time by monitoring our online activity through machine learning and deep learning. Whenever we watch online movies or shopping, it suggests items which align with our interests based on our recent searches. 5. Artificial conversation entity or chatbots. These algorithms enable machines to answer FAQs, take and track orders, and redirect phone inquiries, which helps companies to be more cost-effective and to improve efficiency of their customer service. Chatbots are taught to impersonate the conversational styles of customer representatives through language processing. Advanced chatbots no longer require specific formats of inputs, for example yes or no Q&A. They can answer complex questions requiring detailed responses, even to the extent that it will identify the mistake it made and correct it for future based on any poor ratings, thus ensuring maximum customer satisfaction. AI chatbots can be programmed from text recordings of human conversation to understand what is being said and to come up with appropriate responses. 6. Digital assistants. Digital assistants are helpful in performing tasks on our behalf, especially when we are multitasking, like when we are driving. We can ask the assistant to help make a call. A digital assistant like Siri or speech interpretation and recognition interface is an example of an AI that will identify the name of the person and call the number in her contact list. The assistant uses statistical analysis, natural language processing and machine learning to understand your spoken words and perform your request. 7. E-payments banks are now employing artificial intelligence and incorporating security, identity management, and privacy controls and simplifying customers' banking processes such as opening accounts, making deposits, transferring money, etc. By observing users' credit card spending patterns, potential fraud can be detected. The algorithms recognizes the user's purchases, the time and from where in the usual price range, and raise the appropriate alert when an unusual user profile is detected. 8. Social media AI algorithms can now identify and promptly censor inappropriate posts that violate terms and conditions through keyword identification and visual image recognition. They are being used to monitor content and encourage users to stay connected by bombarding users with advertisements. There are three types of artificial intelligence: artificial narrow intelligence (ANI), artificial general intelligence (AGI), and artificial superintelligence (ASI). Artificial general intelligence can be defined as the ability of a machine to perform any human task and to understand or learn any intellectual task. Artificial narrow intelligence refers the ability of a computer to perform a single task extremely well. Some examples are playing chess, disease mapping, facial recognition, and drone robotics. Artificial superintelligence is a system with intellectual powers exceeding that of humans. Based on the logic that two brains are better than one, superintelligence can be created by linking together existing intelligences. Another is whole brain simulation or mind uploading, that is, scan a brain, upload it to a computer, and process the data. However, it is not as simple. Brain simulation still faces many technological challenges. First, the determination of the scan resolution required in terms of space, that is, whether to do so until the molecular level. And the other in terms of time, that is, whether or not to prolong the scanning sessions and if there is adequate computing capacity that can accommodate the upload, to assemble and interpret all the scanned data and to run it. Another way to achieve superintelligence is through updating existing human brains, by giving them some technological additions, thereby making them more efficient and faster. However, the interface technology between the digital and biological, as well as the risk of infection or rejection after installation, will undoubtedly be some of the challenges. However, scientists are still optimistic that one day, the integration of the above-mentioned brain simulation, brain implants and enhancement, will eventually lead to artificial superintelligence. Here are some current fun and interesting AI statistics. At present, the smartest AI is Lucid AI, the world's largest and most complete general knowledge base and common sense reasoning engine. It combines human-like knowledge, understanding, and common sense reasoning with power and speed digitally. It is programmed to have the ability to increase or decrease in performance and cost in accordance to changes in its application and system processing demands. The smartest robot is named Sophia, a social humanoid robot developed by Hong Kong-based company Hanson Robotics. It has been predicated in 30 years. The smartest robot will have an IQ of 10,000 and be 100 times more intelligent than the average human. To put in proper perspectives, the average human IQ is 100, while anything over 140 is a genius score. Mensa, the high IQ society, only accepts members with a score above 130. It remains, of course, whether IQ is the appropriate yardstick for measurement of intellectual superiority, not to mention others, such as EQ or emotional quotient. Singularity is the term being used for artificial intelligence becoming smarter than the human brain. It is when artificial intelligence goes beyond the tipping point or inflection point, when it becomes smarter than that of mankind. Likewise to the exponential growth experienced by database technology in the late 20th century, AI technology is currently advancing at a rapid pace. Enterprise-level software development are now being driven mainly by databases, and over coming decades, most of the new softwares are expected to be driven by AI. Within the last decade, the size of databases has ballooned, and this new phenomenon is being referred to as big data. Computer systems that are gathering vast data from every aspect of our life has resulted in the unprecedented size at global scale. This big data and AI now have an unusual relationship in that AI algorithms and computer models are now being driven by big data. The challenge in recording and storing information is no longer the main limitation, but the handling of the huge data volume being collected. The good news is AI can now recognize patterns in big data that are beyond any human ability and make even seemingly unimportant data valuable, especially so for the social media. For instance, based on the person's Facebook posts, computers are trained to identify an individual's personality traits more accurately than even their friends. Regardless, with the ever-growing widespread usage of computers, mobile devices, servers and smart devices, AI cyber defense is now a necessity to deal with the overwhelming level of data. The International Monetary Fund estimated that globally the annual damages resulted from cybercrime is in the range of $100 to $250 billion. The different types of cybersecurity are cloud security, network security and application security. Due to its enhanced privacy, cloud-based data storage has become a popular option over the last decade even for individuals. Network security is the internal company network against any outside threats, mandating an increased AI network security. The objective of cyber attacks is not always just to disrupt, inflict chaos or create a mess, but often just to harvest strategic assets such as intellectual property, a new phenomenon known as data hovering. This is the AI system's ability to capture and use even harmless data and storing it for future strategic use. What is the future of AI? Will it be a threat? AI development is expected to be driven by advancements in robotic technology, machine algorithms, computing and big data. Experts believe that by 2030, 25% human-like AI will be achieved. It is expected that AI will be the biggest business opportunity of the next decade, and by 2030 its global GDP will exceed the current output of even China and India combined. We have been warned for years that artificial intelligence is going to take over the world. Undoubtedly, AI will play an increasingly crucial role in fashioning our lives. However, there are many occupations that requires uniquely human traits such as human perception, social intelligence or creativity. Hence it is unlikely that machines will replace entirely the global workforce in the near future. No doubt, AI has helped us to make our cities well connected, our homes smarter, and our business more efficient, but this is confined only to the automated areas, in jobs that are structured, repetitive and predictable like those in factories or warehouses. Artificial intelligence still falls short when it comes to human subtle or complex actions requiring cognitive skills and critical thinking. An experienced surgeon, for example, is still more superior with extensively trained fine motor skills and ability to perceive and assess each patient's situation. Similarly, AI cannot replicate the level of social intelligence needed to engage and build healthy human relationships. Rather than an all-or-nothing approach, a better alternative would be what is known as human-in-the-loop, that is where AI is paired with human intelligence. This approach integrates them both to enhance the human's performance through a process of continuous loop, humans training, fine-tuning and testing algorithms over a period of better, for a smarter and more accurate outcome. Complex AI systems will develop more powerful and efficient tools when human judgments and preferences are incorporated into the loop. This human-in-the-loop AI will no doubt benefit much of the medical, human resources industries, which is a complementary one rather than to replace the human. Utilizing this human-in-the-loop system, scientists are developing cost-effective and efficient machines which improves the diagnosis and patients' treatments. Robot doctors, if any, can never be successfully programmed to exhibit human traits like empathy, perception and sixth sense or instinct, and these human traits play a major role in medical decisions making. The human-in-the-loop approach should be embraced to incorporate human abilities and expertise into the system and enhance efficiencies in even all other aforementioned industries. Back to the question of whether AI will be a threat, these warnings actually refer more to artificial superintelligence, when the brightest and most intelligent human minds is surpassed by a machine. Many experts agreed that AI could well be a threat in the wrong hands of humans with bad intentions and desire to hurt others. Imagine any super robot that is successfully developed and weaponized at its inventor's command. In conclusion, what is the future of AI? Artificial intelligence is impacting the future of virtually every industry and every human being, and will continue to act as a driver of technological innovation, and this technology will continue to develop and will undoubtedly spawn many new innovations, and who knows, it might even completely revolutionize in the way we live that unimaginable now. An industry to watch is quantum AI, which is helping to advance and develop the state-of-the-art of quantum computing to the next level, millions of times faster than classic computers in information processing. This quantum computing market is projected to reach $64.98 billion by 2030. This is merely less than 10 years from now.